Hello everybody! So today we'll be taking a look at the newly released Devil's Lair strike and analyzing every single second of this new footage. I will be splitting up all the coverage from Monday into two separate videos. This analysis will be part 1 where I only cover the gameplay, and part 2 will cover all of the articles and other notes from the day. Let's get started. Now this is a strike mission. It is a cooperative event similar to an MMO dungeon. We don't know if they'll strictly be linear, if you'll have freedom to wander like an old school World of Warcraft dungeon, or if it will be more linear like new school MMOs. This strike features both Hive and Fallen enemies, and there are some instances of them fighting against each other. Remember, everyone might be against humanity, but that doesn't mean they don't hate each other as well. The first minute is comprised entirely of the teasers from Sunday, so we kind of knew what's going on here. But we're going to stop right now because we have something new on the UI. This is the first time we've seen this bar over here in the bottom left. So what is it? Well, if you remember back to January's podcast where they spoke about competitive multiplayer, it was mentioned that you wanted to stay alive to charge your super. And now, we finally have some clarification on what that actually means. Your super abilities are charged via this bar. It will fill up slowly over time or when special actions are performed. Once full, it will glow yellow and you'll be able to unleash your attack. We'll expand more on this later. As we move forward in the clip, we see this Warlock obliterate an enemy. This is supposedly the Warlock's Siphon melee attack, which drains energy from enemies and is a cooldown based attack. We'll see the other classes in action later on with their melee attacks. We see the Hunter whip out a sniper and take out a couple of enemies. During these kills, we see a Hunter get a chain reaction bonus with a 10-second timer. Upon the next kill, this is refreshed. After watching the entire gameplay, I've come to the conclusion that this bonus is granted upon getting a kill with a headshot/critical hit. But we don't know what bonus this actually grants. It also appears that a very tiny amount of super meter is filled up when you get a kill. The last enemy is finished off by the Titan's melee attack. We'll expand more on this in a little bit. The chain reaction bonus is lost because the Hunter did not get a headshot kill. However, there's a 2x multiplier bonus applied to the super meter, which I'm led to believe to mean that any bonuses you get to charger meter are doubled, but this is not 100% confirmed. A quick note on the super meter multiplier. It appears that if you do not have your super ready to go, that this multiplier will eventually fall off. Compare that to this clip where the super meter is full and the 2x sticks around for a while. It could be a bonus to how quickly you get super meter or perhaps a buff to your damage. It's inconclusive at the moment. Moving along, we see the Ghost activated to assist the Guardians. The Ghost is activated on the PS4 controller by swiping across the touchpad, or on the Xbox One controller by hitting the left menu button. We see that you use your Ghost to summon your personal vehicle, the Shrike, or the Sparrow, or whatever they're calling it now. Apparently you can summon your vehicle inside this area, but not on the stairs, because obviously that would just be broken. The Ghost does a scan of the area and gives you your objectives. Up next, we see the Titan's Shoulder Rush. The Titan is glowing with this white and purple haze around them and then shoulder rushes an enemy. But I don't know how this shoulder rush is truly activated, as we'll see later in the video that the Titan's right icon is their melee attack, but not the shoulder rush. If L3 is sprint, which historically it is, it's highly likely that it's a combo of sprinting and either hitting or holding the melee button, but I feel like we would have seen the Titan melee attack be triggered, which is the right icon, instead of the shoulder rush. The Hunter uses his knife throw ability and nails a critical hit and kill. The cooldown of the knife throw is instantly refreshed. It's unknown whether the crit or the kill is the factor that instantly refreshes the knife throw. Chain reaction is also activated again because of the headshot/crit kill. The Hunter uses their grenade to finish off an enemy here, and it is also instantly refreshed. We don't know if this instant refresh is a default on the abilities themselves, or if they are passive bonuses to these abilities. We see the Titan glowing again like he did with the shoulder rush attack, minus the attack. I'm still wondering about this movement skill. It could be similar to the blink that we've been seeing with the Hunter and the Warlock. The Hunter activates Golden Gun. The Hunter gets 3 shots with Golden Gun, all of which deal very high damage. When damage is dealt with a Guardian's super ability, orbs of light will come out of the Guardian who used the ability, and it actually tells you who produced the orbs and how many. These orbs of light give a large super meter boost to whoever picks them up, but you cannot pick up your own orbs. This is the incentive for fighting with your teammates instead of going off on your own. This is what Deej was referencing back in a Bungie weekly update when he called out Destiny updates about the whole Glimmer situation. But to be fair, I don't think we ever would have figured that out on our own based on what we had before. Here we see the visual cue of a Guardian's super ability being ready to activate. A very simple message pops up on screen. I noticed the future war cult on the side of this Warlock's weapon. Some of you might be thinking it's the Conduit F3, and after some quick comparisons, it's plausible. It could have had a slight redesign, or maybe this one has been modified. The Guardians engage in a Horde mode style of event until this panel is deactivated. After the Warlock uses Nova Bomb, we get a much better look at the Orbs of Light. You can see them kind of fall near the Warlock. Moving along, the Hunter snipes a cloaked enemy with a headshot, but we see a new bonus this time, Death's Dance, which seems very similar to Chain Reaction. I'm still not sure what the difference between the two is. We see another activation of the Hunter's Grenade, which locks on enemies in its area and damages them. Another activation of Golden Gun occurs, but this time the super meter depletes, whereas last time it didn't do that, and I'm still not sure why that happens. Then the Hunter walks over some Orbs of Light, and you can really see the boost granted to your super meter from these orbs. We see the Titan generate a single Orb of Light for only hitting 1 or 2 enemies. You can't just use your super to generate orbs for your friends, you actually need to hit some enemies. Next we see the Titan do their charge attack, followed up by their melee attack, which is just a giant punch to the enemy's face. The punch is cooldown activated, as seen by the right icon, but the shoulder dash is not, or if it is, has some sort of hidden cooldown. We also see the transfusion buff, but we don't know what it does yet. Right before we get to Arcblade, we see this blink forward from the Hunter, and we've seen this before, as well as on the Warlock. I haven't seen much info on horizontal movement skills, only vertical skills, which vary for each class. The Warlock and Hunter have blink, and I'm guessing the Titan must have this dash. How these moves are executed is unknown at the moment. It might be a combo of sprint plus another button. Sprint plus crouch gives us the slide, so it's not that. Some people in my stream thought it was a skill, maybe something more contextual, but we're just gonna need to wait to find out. Now, as far as I know, it's not possible to have Arcblade and Ghost Gun equipped as supers at the same time. This leads me to believe that there was a little bit of editing done and they just wanted to show off these abilities to us. Arcblade has an infinite amount of charges, but the super meter starts depleting upon activation, and every hit further depletes the super meter. It deals electrical damage. We see these resists come up, and after watching the whole video, I've come to the conclusion that it's because of the shield the wizard has, represented by the white line above its HP. Now, as invincible as these Guardians might seem, they can actually die, and that's what we see here with the Titan. When your health gets low, it'll appear on screen to warn you. You'll get information on what killed you, when you can revive, and the option to change your camera to, hopefully, one of your still alive friends. The ghost appears also in the spot where you are downed, and you can be rezzed by teammates as seen here. After being revived, the Titan gains Overshield, which I'm led to believe is a passive ability for the Titan, which boosts defense for a short time after being revived. The Titan's super meter is also fully recharged, but this could be due to 3 different variables. The Overshield ability, the fact that the Titan had a fully charged super meter pre-death, which I think is the least likely. I don't think you'd spawn again with a full meter, there has to be some penalty for dying. Or the Warlock has a passive that when you res teammates, they gain a full super meter. My money is going to be on Overshield, although once again, we do not know what these passive bonuses do yet. After reviving, the Titan shoots at a wizard who is shielded, explaining the resists. Then he whips out a rocket launcher and blasts it in the face. You get owned. We see a mini boss next, and I think we see super good advice make an appearance. It's not exactly the same as we've seen in the past, but it's pretty close and they definitely could have remodeled it. The Warlock whips out this heavy machine gun and absolutely dominates the hell out of the mini-boss. But also notice the power of the gun. The power of the gun almost seems to stun the boss, allowing for a much easier kill. But I don't mean the gun itself has the power to stun, I mean your ability to deal rapid amounts of damage to an enemy causes it to be stunned. In a weekly update from February, a tester drew an image of a boss they encountered. In the ending parts of this gameplay video, I think we see what boss they were talking about. Now, there was a bunch of B-roll that was spread around other videos from all of these other sources from Monday who did coverage, so I've rounded it all up so we can check it out. The first B-roll is just environment. It's nothing absolutely crazy, but it is stuff that we haven't seen before. The first couple of shots are of the tower and the city. This will be the social hub of Destiny where you can buy and sell items, chill with your friends, and do whatever else we'll be able to do. We move on to more exterior shots of old Russia, followed by shots of the moon's accelerator and Hellmouth. We move on to Mars, featuring the exclusion zone, a shot of this old transit station, and finally a shot of possibly some Cabal spaceships. We go to Venus next, a very nice shot of the Citadel, followed by what I think is one of the more cooler shots in this video of whatever the hell this might end up being. Maybe a Vex time travel portal? Who knows? The next set of B-roll is from a public event where you need to stop the Fallen from extracting Glimmer. Now there's not a lot here that we haven't learned about from the gameplay already that we just reviewed. In this public event, there are 3 extractors, and you need to destroy them. But one thing that we did learn were tier rewards for completing these public events. In this instance, Gold tier was achieved, which I assume is the best. But I don't know if Gold means just completing the event and then you get Silver and Bronze for only completing part of it, or if you need to beat the public event quickly or while completing additional objectives to get the Gold. The third set of B-roll was of the strike mission itself, and so it mainly just features a lot of different shots of the strike. There's a lot of ammo boxes exploding out of bodies and stylized shots and supers and other abilities being used. Here we see the Titan rushing into some enemies, but now we see this possible debuff on the side called Burning. It occurs right as the Titan takes damage, but we don't know the extent of this effect. The Hunter gets a kill with a throwing knife and it grants a boost to their super meter. Finally, we'll look at this massive orb collection that basically sends the Hunter from less than half to full super meter. There doesn't appear to be any sort of bonus for collecting a lot of them in a short time. Each orb restores around 17% of your meter. Should you and your friends learn how to chain these orbs together, you'll be quite powerful in battle. The final B-roll set was just of the Bungie offices, but there were a couple of clips to check out. One of those clips is the first sighting of the character customization system. You pick your class, then you pick your face, via race, gender, face, hair, and markings. We get a shot of both the male and female version of each race as well. The other shot is of a mini-boss, but there's a health bar in the middle of the screen belonging to the player. It's not the boss's health. I'm wondering if there will be an option to keep your health bar permanently displayed, or if this is part of an older build, or maybe even a tutorial. Anyway guys, that will conclude my analysis for this video. I know there was a lot of stuff from the articles that I missed, but that is all coming in another video soon. That video will also have my opinion on what we saw, as well as my reaction to everyone else's reaction to what they saw. I'd like to thank everyone who came out for the stream on Monday as well. We had around 60 to 70 people discussing all the new stuff in chat, and it was a lot of fun. Find me on Twitter at Datto's Destiny, and positive ratings are always appreciated. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, this is my life. This is the life right here. 2:30 in the morning, outside, at work, recording, YouTube. What is my life?